Juan Mendez Scott's Mystery Magazine.
I responded with a moan, my body moving instinctively against his, lost in the rhythm we created together. Each movement was deliberate, each touch calculated to bring us closer to that inevitable climax. But beneath the pleasure, there was something else, a sharp edge of determination. As we moved together, I realized just how deep my resolve had sunk. This was more than just lust, more than just an affair. It was a decision, a turning point. Gary would never willingly give me a divorce, not when he believed our marriage could still be saved by his faith, by dragging me to church with his overbearing mother. No, I had to take matters into my own hands, make sure that nothing and no one could stand in the way of my future with Mickey. He sensed the shift in my mood, his hands stilling for a moment as he looked into my eyes. "What are you thinking about?" I smiled, brushing a lock of hair from his forehead. "About us. About how good this feels." He returned my smile, but there was a question in his eyes, a hint of concern. "Jin, you know I love you, right?" "I know," I whispered, leaning in to kiss him, tasting the salt of his skin as I trailed my lips down his neck. "And I love you too." I pushed the thoughts of Gary out of my mind, focusing instead on Mickey, on the way his body felt beneath mine, the way he responded to every touch. But even as I lost myself in him, the plan was already forming in the back of my mind, solidifying with each thrust, each gasp, each shared breath. When we finally came together, it was explosive, a rush of heat and light that left us both trembling, gasping for air. I collapsed onto him, my head resting on his chest, listening to the rapid thump of his heart as it slowly returned to a steady rhythm. He wrapped his arms around me, holding me close, as if trying to anchor us both in the moment. But I wasn't just anchored. I was resolved. He ran his fingers through my hair, his touch gentle, almost reverent. "What are you going to tell him?" Mickey asked, his voice barely above a whisper. I closed my eyes, letting the silence stretch out between us, heavy with unspoken truths. "I'll tell him that it's over," I finally said, my voice firm, "and that there's nothing he can do to change my mind. And if he fights you on it?" I opened my eyes, staring up at the ceiling, my resolve hardening into something cold and unyielding. "He won't," I said, my voice carrying the weight of the decision I'd already made. "He won't have a choice." Mickey kissed the top of my head, his lips lingering there for a moment. "I'll be here when you're ready." "I know," I whispered, my hand resting on his chest, feeling the steady beat of his heart beneath my palm. And soon, we won't have to hide anymore. We lay there in silence, the weight of what was to come pressing down on us both. Mickey drifted off to sleep, his breath soft and even against my ear, but sleep eluded me. My mind raced, replaying every detail of what needed to be done. I pictured the way Gary looked at me, his eyes full of hope that somehow, through faith or sheer will, we could fix what was broken. But he was wrong. I wasn't something to be fixed. As Mickey slept, I slipped out of bed and padded across the room, my bare feet silent on the cool carpet. I picked up the discarded condom wrapper from the floor, turning it over in my hands. My reflection stared back at me from the mirror on the wall, a woman on the brink of something life-changing. I thought about the house Mickey had seen, the life we could build together, free from secrets and lies. But first, I had to take care of the past, make sure it couldn't follow us into the future. With a sigh, I tossed the wrapper into the trash and glanced back at Mickey, his body relaxed in sleep, unaware of the storm brewing inside me. But soon he'd know. Soon everyone would. And when they did, there'd be no turning back.
On the next episode of Juan Mendez Scott's Mystery Magazine. Chapter 3. Waterford Cove.